Lesson plans. No problem. First, you get Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, the text. You get the vertical alignment. Then you get the text horizontal alignment. And then you get your district lesson plans. And then you get your grade level plans. And then you get your textbook. Don't forget the teacher's edition. And then you get the book that tells you how to teach. Oh, and then you get your graph paper and you put in 4 squares for each student. You get 6. And then don't forget the trash can and the doors and the windows. And you count the squares that are left over. Subtract the number of days for holidays, the number of days before the holidays, the number of days after the holidays, divide by the hypotenuse, and then, hey, lesson plans aren't rocket science. They can be a little confusing if you let them be. But really, there's only 2 things to remember about lesson plans. All lesson plans follow Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, the text. That tells you what to teach at each grade level for each year. All lesson plans come from the text, no matter if it's the district lesson plans or grade level lesson plans or the lesson plans that come from a textbook. The second thing to remember is that lesson plans are written to help students learn. There's 4 steps to learning, so there's 4 parts of lesson plans. 4 steps to learning. They're easy to understand, and I can explain them in just a minute. The first step is something called introduction. You can't learn anything until you've been introduced to it. I can't teach you about daughter cells until you've had some knowledge about cellular biology. The second is input. Input is where you're given the information. Now, you can be introduced and you can be given the information, but you haven't learned it yet until you get the third step, and that's internalization. Some people say internalization is understanding it, but it goes deeper than that. Internalization is making it a part of you, making it where you can use it and adapt it and modify it and adjust it to where you need it. Now, you've been introduced to something, you've been given input, you've internalized it, but learning isn't complete until you get the 4th step, and that's impartation. Impartation is sharing the information, either written or in a discussion. Now, I said all learning follows those 4 steps. Let me give you an example. You've got a 2-year-old who's learning to talk, and they see the mother pouring some coffee, and they go, "Ami, ami, ami, ami," and the mother says, "Oh, it's hot." And she takes the little one's hand and she puts it by the coffee cup and says, "Feel hot? Feel hot?" And the little one says, "Hot, hot." And when the father comes and pours his coffee, she goes, "Hot, hot." When Great Aunt Hildegard comes for a cup of tea, she goes, "Hot, hot." Seeing the mother pour the coffee is the introduction. The mother saying, "It's hot," is input. When the little one feels the hot cup, that's internalization. And then she repeats it and shares it. Hot, hot, hot. Let me give you another example. You're taking an online class. You need a new computer. Your computer's 15 years old. And so you're looking in the Sunday paper, and you notice at the very bottom, there's an ad for a computer. Rebuilt, good prices. And you think, yeah, sure. But you're going that way anyway, so you stop by, and you are totally amazed by what you see. The person's retired from TI, and his hobby is building computers. And not only are the computers fantastic, but he'll install the software programs for you and help you with any problems. And the price is unbelievable. So you buy one. And the first thing you do when you get home is get on the phone and say, "Let me tell you about this place I found." 4 steps to learning: introduction, input, internalization, and impartation. There are 4 parts to lesson plans. Districts may add to them, Textbooks may add to them, but they're still the same 4 parts. Lesson plans, they're not rocket science.